Hey everyone, Reid Henrichs with Valor Ridge. I've got a very simple question. What kind of person would work for the ATF? Let's go ahead and get started. This is a question that I've asked myself a long time, since I was in junior high, many years ago, in their early 90s. And I remember this agency just not making sense to me when I was 11, 12, 13 years old. I didn't understand the justification. And the longer that I went along in my studies and as a historian, I started researching how it actually started. The reason I'm doing this video is because my buddy Jared at Guns and Gadgets got a great channel, by the way. And also my other friend, Mr. Guns and Gear, great guy, broke this story about a gun registry that they're trying to pull off in the ATF. And they'll claim that it's not, but it really is. But my video isn't about that. You can go to their channels and watch that content there. My purpose for doing this video right now is to ask a question. What kind of person would work for the ATF? The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Explosives, and Firearms and Explosives. Well, you know, it's odd. Didn't think a government agency would even be involved in any of those entities. Didn't understand that a failed program of prohibition would spawn such a horrifying agency that's done nothing but extort, tax, and terrorize, American people since its very existence. You know, their first bust was an old man who had a legal firearm prior to just laws being changed and people not even having a capability of making it right. You know, you're looking at an agency who's largely involved in taxation. They exist to steal our money to enrich themselves. They exist to do that. They're involved with the Waco siege. If you guys remember that in the early 90s. I remember being in grade school and watching that, in junior high, and watching that. I watched it in the library. I watched a building burn with a botched operation that they pulled off. Nobody got in trouble, by the way, burning people alive in the United States of America. So my understanding of this agency is not a good one. I believe that the question that we originally asked is who would work for them? You know, as anybody that's been in the military or in law enforcement or any other federal agency involved, you join that. You have to raise your hand and take an oath to support and defend the Constitution. Well, it's kind of an oxymoronic thing, because these people get in there, raise their hand, and then start violating the Constitution from their very first hour of employment. Support and defend. Are they supporting your Second Amendment rights? Are they supporting your right to keep and bear arms? Or are they violating that? Are they taking your money to do so and charging you and extorting you? What are they doing? What kind of loser would apply to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms? What kind of idiotic, anti-American piece of shit would go and do that? Well, I can tell you something, guys. If you're not paying attention to what they've been pulling off and all the crap that they've pulled the last month or so, needlessly, by the way, the only point of this is political, because of whoever the hell is running Washington, D.C. at this moment gave the marching orders. Y'all notice how this is just an organized thing? How this all happens at once? How they go after people and try to intimidate them? Have you ever noticed how they try to legally go after people and bankrupt them until they plead to a lesser charge? Have you ever noticed that the people that would do this couldn't succeed or do anything else in life other than work for the federal government? Now, I ask a question. What kind of piece of shit would work for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms? Because I can tell you this right now. You have no business. None. The ATF has no business to exist. It should be abolished immediately. They've already proven their anti-Second Amendment, anti-American, and anti-constitutional ethos. And they've already proven that they will violate Americans' rights. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know, you people out there working for them, you get your government pension and your government paycheck, and you get all this crap, and you get all your benefits, and your family gets provided for, and you are the person that violates everybody's rights simply by having a bullcrap job that only came out of a failed policy of prohibition. They had to find you a job to do. I want you to think about that. The federal government had to find you a job that you had to do. Well, I wonder if it'll ever get to this point in this country where you'll be more afraid to go to work than you will be to get a paycheck. Because if you keep pushing people and you keep, violating people's rights and you keep violating the Constitution and you keep doing all that stuff, I'm just telling you, I'm warning you what may happen, what other people may do, or what people may decide to do in order to keep the freedom that our founding fathers fought for and that you're trying to get rid of. This is Reid Henrichs of Valor, reminding you the lessons that we learn are written on the tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.